Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to draw faces with my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, with watercolor graphite. They say that working with our non-dominant hand allows us to loosen up, and it definitely does. There's no perceived outcome. You just kind of go with it. You have additional lines and squiggles coming out of places, and they just lend to a more artistic, creative, interesting look, in my opinion. They also say that working with our non-dominant side, whether it's in art, whether it's brushing our teeth, eating with a fork or spoon, they say that that is a way to bypass our conscious, logical side of our brain, and that it actually can rewire neural pathways. And I find that very intriguing. The brain to me is very intriguing. I like learning about how it works and how it is, the neuroplasticity of the brain can always reform and reintegrate and rewire. And it's really interesting to read about it, especially along the lines of dealing with and healing trauma. Using your non-dominant hand also boosts both brain hemispheres, and they think that it also helps unleash creativity and improves your memory. Now, this is the first time I've done this, and I have to say that it was not uncomfortable. It felt a little maybe awkward on certain angles, but I have noticed since I've gotten older that I have been using my left side a little bit more. And I have read that that's actually very common, and it's especially common for people that are healing trauma or have complex post-traumatic stress. And I noticed when I started my YouTube channel that I was using both hands. So as I would watch my videos back, I thought that it was kind of interesting to see that. Dina Wakley also recommends using your left hand if you're right-handed, and of course your right hand if you're left-handed, to help you let go and just do a looser drawing of whatever it is that you're drawing. And she says that it helps us come up with something that is not so, we're not trying so hard. We're not so precise in our mark making. And it does really lend to some very interesting marks in your artwork. Now, I left these drawings black and white. I did not go back and do any painting or marker work or colored pencils. I really just wanted to leave them as is because I thought they really looked kind of neat the way they were. And I don't know what I'll do with them. I might cut them up and put them on an art journal background. I might keep them as is. I don't know. I'm going to look at them and maybe one day decide to do something else with them. But for right now, I just like looking at them. And then hopefully, as I get better at this, I can look back on my progress, which is what art is all about anyway. Any art journal book that you have, as you go. I'm a lot different than I used to be with things. If I go back and look at art journals I had in 2014 to now, they definitely have improved. And, you know, you're having fun, and you can also compare things later on to see how you have gotten better at something. Faces in general are pretty difficult when you're a beginner like me. So I find that the challenge of them is just something that I've been gravitating towards lately in my art journal pages. You know, they're not all beautiful and perfect and all that, but that's okay. I don't really care. You guys might not like it, but that's how you learn and that's how you get better. This guy ended up with a sly smirk up to I think the right side of his mouth. And then this one, this third one, I do 3 in total in this video. This one ended up reminding me of my mom. And I thought that it was really neat. As you can see, the top of the head right there has an extra little line as I went around the face twice, and it ends up looking like those hair bands that they wore in the late 60s, early 70s to pull their hair back. And it just really reminded me of some of the pictures I've seen of my mom where she looked really cute with her little capris on, her really tight white capris and her little shirt and her little hairband, and then her hair kind of whizzed out at the bottom, like flipped out. I don't think this hair flips out now that I remember, but it just kind of reminded me of it. And Dina Wakely, when she teaches how to draw faces, she reminds you that you don't really have to draw in an exact eye or an exact nose or an exact mouth, that people know that that's what it is. So it does take off the pressure of trying to create an eyeball or a perfect nose or lips. And I really ended up liking these a lot. And this watercolor graphite, if you get a chance to try something different, like maybe treat yourself to a different art supply, I recommend this highly. It's really fun to work with, and it's a very subtle shading instead of like the Stabilo all that everybody's crazy about. I mean, it comes in handy, and there is a learning curve to it. You know, I have ruined many art journal pages with that thing, with too much black, or it got too wet, or too whatever. And this is more subtle. It's more, it's a shade, but it's just very light. You can darken it and keep going over it, but I like that it comes out subtly. And see how the double line at the top of the head that was actually a mistake kind of looks like a hairband? So that's kind of a happy accident, I thought. And I think I'm going to be doing this more often. I really liked this a lot. All right, so those are my 3 faces for today. The one guy, the first one looks like he needs a nice nap. The second one has a smirk. And the third one kind of reminds me of my mom. So that's what came out today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please subscribe, like, or comment. And I hope to see you in the next video.